She has a customer That might be. Phone number?
Last name.
Okay.
That's the one
Just
that
taking
Don't you know they never stick around? What if I still find us in an empty crowd? We're fogging up the clouds, and I'm scared that it's all gonna crack. But you convince me and I fall for the stars that I see in your eyes. You convince me that I can't know if I never tried. Love me like you do, baby, you make me feel so new all the time. You convinced me. Summer is over, summer is gone. Now it's October and I can't move on. 'Cause you convinced me in July that it all feels different this time. You convinced me and I believed when you told me it feels so right. Fading to erase. Oh, I still spend my days counting minutes. You convinced me. You found me here, I fell somehow. Religion, you let me down. This city's not the same. It's so haunted by your name. But you're convinced you and I were better.
first, Phoenix first, focus, shake this off.
Every time I sit and wonder how the story came to be, I hope that I can still remember the pride you watched all over me. I'm so mad this time. It's not at you, no. It's not at you. My words don't feel right. Is it real now? Is it still too loud? I would have followed you through anything. You were the closest friend I had. But then you looked to me for answers. Could I have saved you from the end? I'm so mad this time. I'm mad at you now. I'm mad at you. My world don't feel right. I wanna see you. I need to see you. Tell me you're fine. Did you see that light? Hours past midnight. A shooting star's light. I know it's my friend, and I'll see you again. If I'm torn in two, would you take my hands with you, so you can carve me up some more? Dole me out until your feet get sore. Then take mine to make them new, so we can see this project through. Give my bones back to the land. I know my dad would understand, and take my lungs to all my friends. They're the ones that kept me breathing. In between mental scenes, unreserved underwood. Take my brother, half my heart. He's gonna need it to get to where you are. The other half might seem worse for it. Leave it for every girl who left a mark there. And take my eyes to my mom, she loved me since birth. So she might finally see her beauty and her worth. My oldest brother gets to keep my head, so he can remember the light that he's always had. In between mental scenes, unreserved underwood. Tell my sister she gets my muscle if she calls. She's always been the strongest of us all. And make sure that my spine goes to the kids, so they learn early to stand against all of the bullshit. In between mental scenes, unreserved underwood. When you call out my tongue, make sure you use it to tell everyone. None of this was ever personal. The answers will come to you in time. I'm so grateful for the time. Melody, I just need to find my way. So when I fall behind, just give me one more day to regret the word I could never say. I'm drowning with the past, ocean of yesterday. Stuck in the night with no end, but I'll be alright. Come morning, don't take me now. I'm so damn close to learning how. I need your ghost. Melody, I just need to stay awake, but you're obsessed with time. No clue what's at stake. In the fire